This show is produced by the Hartman Media Company. For more information and links to all our great podcasts, visit hartmanmedia.com.
Jason, aloha from the big island of Hawaii. Hey, it's Andrew Freitas from Vancouver, Washington. Yesterday, I met with a notary here on the island and signed for a cash-out refi for my very first property I bought through your network about 4 years and 11 months to the exact day. I cashed out refied. I got all my money back out of the property and put another $6,500 in my pocket. My liability is now zero in the property. I've got some extra cash in my pocket, and all while on vacation in Hawaii.
Welcome to the Creating Wealth Show with Jason Hartman. You're about to learn a new slant on investing, some exciting techniques, and fresh new approaches to the world's most historically proven asset class that will enable you to create more wealth and freedom than you ever thought possible. Jason is a genuine self-made multimillionaire who's actually been there and done it. He's a successful investor, lender, developer, and entrepreneur who's owned properties in 11 states, had hundreds of tenants, and been involved in thousands of real estate transactions. This program will help you follow in Jason's footsteps on the road to your financial independence day. You really can do it. And now, here's your host, Jason Hartman, with the complete solution for real estate investors.
Hello, empowered investors. Welcome to the Creating Wealth Show, episode 1885. Jason is out of town today working on some really exciting stuff for all of you incredible listeners out there. But today I want to share with you a few moments from a very exciting docuseries by Revealed Films called Hacking Real Estate. And Jason is one of the featured experts in the series, which will air on August 30th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today we have a sneak peek of Jason's interview. So things are about to get much worse financially unless you know how to create wealth by investing in real estate. And so you will want to watch this free 9-part docuseries featuring 30-plus industry leaders over 9 weeks as they cover key real estate topics, providing the answers and ideas you may have never previously considered or even thought possible. So mark your calendars and sign up to watch the premiere and Jason's interview on August 30th at jasonhartman.com/film. So enjoy this sneak peek of Jason's interview in Hacking Real Estate.
The opportunity to interview Jason was such a delight and such a pleasure. This guy is brilliant. He's been doing it for decades. He's literally done thousands of real estate transactions in multiple states. He's got a podcast. He's a successful author, a real educator. So he was so much fun and fascinating to talk to. It was really an honor to get to do that.
So like so many entrepreneurs, my story is I had a problem of my own that I wanted to solve. I wanted to be a nationwide investor. And it was very hard for me to solve that problem. And I looked at how easy it was to buy stock or a mutual fund or invest in Wall Street. They make it easy. And I thought, why isn't there a company that can basically talk to people and say, look, here's a whole game plan. Here's how to build a portfolio, to retire on real estate, and to do it nationwide and diversify. And so I created this business, and I was the first customer. And then it went from there, and now we've helped thousands of clients do the same thing.
All right, so you're not married to any one type of everything's real estate.
Good question. So in the area of housing, there are a few options. Single-family homes, apartment buildings, apartment complexes, plexes, duplexes, fourplexes, that kind of stuff. And then mobile home parks, right? And that really covers the housing gamut. So my favorite, and the one that is most accessible to the most people, where the average person can just do it and do it well, and it's the most proven, is just the good old, humble, single-family home. I think that is the best asset class in America, if not the entire world. understand something I call the RV ratio, or the rent to value ratio. It's a very quick rule of thumb. For example, you might not want to be investing in your own city where you live, because if you live in a city that is a more expensive city, whether it be anywhere on the west coast of the United States, the expensive northeastern markets, or South Florida where I live, those markets don't make any sense. The properties that make sense for investment are bread and butter houses, necessity type housing, okay? Inexpensive houses with good rent to value ratios. So for example, you want to get as close to 1% of the value of the property each month as you can. Now in this market, because things have been appreciating so quickly, and prices always precede rents, rents always lag. It takes a few years for rents to catch up, and they are catching up, but that's going to take some time. We're getting paid to borrow money. This is incredible. This is the
I like how you light up.
I love this. Yeah. It's the hidden wealth creator. Most people think they make money on real estate because the real estate goes up in value. But what really happens is the debt goes down in value. Inflation-induced debt destruction, it's one of the secrets of the wealthy. With rental properties, we don't even pay our own debts. We outsource that obligation of debt repayment to someone called a tenant. The tenants pay the debt. So quite literally, if they pay the debt and we're borrowing at negative interest rates, and remember, that example I gave was only based on the official rate of inflation. The real rate is much higher, which makes the deal much better, okay? So with that, we're getting paid to borrow and someone is paying our debt for us. It's absolutely incredible. This is what's called self-liquidating debt. Let's take this back to Wall Street for a moment. Remember in the 80s that all these corporate raiders became famous, and the famous movie Wall Street, greed is good, etc., right? Yeah. So you heard about T. Boone Pickens, Carl Icahn, and you still hear about some of these people, and all these corporate raiders. So one of the techniques these big Wall Street tycoons use is called the LBO, and that stands for leveraged buyout. And essentially what that means is they acquire a company and they load that company up that they're acquiring with debt. And then they pay off that debt with the company's revenue. Well, that's exactly what we do as real estate investors. We're all doing a bunch of leveraged buyouts because that debt we take on with our rental properties is something I call self-liquidating debt, okay? The debt liquidates itself. I would hate debt if I had to repay the debt.
Sure.
But I don't have to repay the debt. The tenants pay the debt, and inflation pays the debt. So it's getting paid twice. Now, what other business anywhere in the world can capture 33 to 40% of someone's income every single month? Apple Computer doesn't do that. There is no business that does that except housing. Think about it. Every single month, your tenant is paying 33 to 40% of their income to you, the landlord. That's incredible. No other business can capture that much of someone's income as rental property. So it's a truly amazing asset class.
You're a font of knowledge. You have quite a few resources for us, don't you? Can you run down some of those?
Yeah, absolutely. So my main website is just my name, jasonhartman.com. And I have a YouTube channel, a podcast called The Creating Wealth Show. So the podcast or the videos are a great resource too. And then my website, jasonhartman.com.
Outstanding. Now, and you've been fabulous. You're wonderful, but I think, can we take a moment and bring the brains behind the operation up front?
Yeah. Let's bring our best salesperson.
There we go.
Come here. And this is our mascot, our company mascot. This is Coco.
Hello, Coco. Thanks for coming. Thanks for letting us borrow Jason.
Yeah.
Jason, thanks so much for taking time with us. It's been a delight listening to you. I can't wait to jump on your website and listen to your podcast and learn more.
Good.
The advantage of investment properties: the deal is never done. We've all been there. regretting not jumping on a great investment opportunity because we talked ourselves out of it? There's no way anyone could have guessed that a house bought in 2012 with a good debt coverage ratio of 2.5 and a fantastic price per square foot could double in value in under a decade. It could have looked decent at the time, but was nothing to get too excited over. These days, you are unlikely to find a deal that good again. In our desire to maximize our investment, we can obsess over trying to time the market, but this is the wrong strategy. Instead, we should leverage the power of renegotiation. You're not stuck with the hand you were dealt. There's something very unique about real estate investing in the United States specifically. You can always refinance your property for cheap. This is unheard of in property investments anywhere else in the world. Unlike investing in stocks or cryptocurrency, you can always change the terms of your deal with rental properties. If the stock or crypto coin price suddenly tanks, that loss is immutable and the money's gone. This is why we can adapt instead of trying to predict the future of the U.S. housing market, a futile endeavor. The best thing to do is focus on if the investment is of good quality and sound. It's crucial to lock in an objectively good interest rate without trying to look into a crystal ball for a better deal down the road. The truth is, you can always refinance. If rates increase, you can be satisfied that your original investment was a savvy one. But if they go down, you don't have to kick yourself over missing out because you can always refinance and get that better interest rate. It's a win-win situation. It's not just the unpredictability of inflation and interest rates that make timing the market a waste of energy. Something like a hurricane can decimate housing sales in that area for years. Look at the mega trends in the area, not individual data points when making the decision to buy a rental property. Make sure you know what true appreciation is. When looking to invest, you obviously look at the appreciation stats first. This seems simple, right? You just subtract the sales price from the purchase price and reap the benefits. It is not that simple if you have put a ton of work into the property. Sweat equity does not equal appreciation. In reality, the value of your original investment doesn't increase organically if you or a firm put money and labor into improvements. The value goes up, but that skews appreciation statistics because at the end of the day, someone has to spend money and pay someone else to increase the home's value. If it weren't effective, you wouldn't have so many flippers buying up houses and doing their version of repairs on them. There's a reason so many people get rich off of investment properties. They have the power to weather any storm that the economy has to throw at them. So if you see a deal that looks good, seize the moment. And don't forget the true advantage of investment properties. The deal is never done.
Thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any episodes. Be sure to check out the show's specific website and our general website, hartmanmedia.com, for appropriate disclaimers and terms of service. Remember that guest opinions are their own, and if you require specific legal or tax advice or advice in any other specialized area, please consult an appropriate professional. And we also very much appreciate you reviewing the show. Please go to iTunes or Stitcher Radio or whatever platform you're using and write a review for the show. We would very much appreciate that. And be sure to make it official and subscribe so you do not miss any episodes. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode.